What's up, fellow go-givers? JuJuan Buford, managing partner, JSB Business Solutions Group. And, you know, I'm glad to be back again, doing what it is that I love, learning things, doing things, evaluating things, and basically sharing what's been learned. And I can tell you, I had to go ghost for a moment. I had to go offline for a moment, really put my head down and put my hands back in the dirt again. Because to be transparent, I was feeling stale. Um, I found myself distracted, chasing algorithms. I found myself distracted, trying to figure out how to be more popular or to gain more notoriety. And over the last month or so, I was constantly being reminded that I didn't get into this entrepreneurship game approximately 20 years ago to be popular. I wanted to be a change agent in the community. And I've been blessed. I mean, I'm surrounded by a fantastic cadre of dynamic, talented, highly intelligent individuals and entrepreneurs living purpose-driven lives and, changing the world. And I know in order to serve you, right, the listener, the reader, individuals who are consuming this content, I need to provide insights. I need to provide strategies and information that really inspires and equips people. And what I really need to truly do is level up myself, right, and get my head right and get a better understanding of the things that I'm really passionate about, the things that interest me most. And to be transparent with you, I really was deviating from that over the last several months. I was really trying to do what was expedient or, quite frankly, answering to a core focus that still is important to me, but really doesn't interest me anymore. At the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to help people take control of what happens at their kitchen tables. I just firmly believe that it is really hard to make smart, intelligent, long-term decisions when your stomach's touching your back, materially, psychologically, spiritually, otherwise. When you don't know whether or not a job's going to be here a year, 2 years, 5 years from now. When you don't know where your next check is coming from, right? And I'm really interested in helping people become change agents, become opportunity providers, curators in our communities. In other words, the employers, the influencers, right? I'm just a firm believer that if you employ the block, your family, friends, and neighbors, you really get to dictate, in many respects, what transpires on the block, right? And so these are the things that I'm really more interested in as opposed to some of the content I was sharing before. So you're going to see some changes. Um, I know that the cadre that I also serve need me to move in a different direction as well, because not only am I here to serve them, but I'm here to serve you, that is, but I'm also here to serve them. And so, we'll still be providing content and tools to help people identify their core values, their core focus, and how to effectively monetize their talents and gifts. But there's going to be a significant shift in terms of the content that you're going to see moving forward. Um, it's going to shift more towards growing from a team of me to a team of we. It's going to shift towards understanding how to amass and deploy capital to build ecosystems and to acquire assets like real estate, investment vehicles, and other businesses. What transpired over the pandemic in particular really made an impact. I know according to the stats now, they're saying about 20 to 30% of businesses went out of business. That will never be able to open their doors again. Um, of course, I believe that number is much higher in Detroit Metro. I mean, I saw business owners, people that I knew, get eviscerated by what transpired. And so, yeah, the movement forward is going to be addressing how do we more effectively acquire assets? How do we more effectively, to be more specific, acquire businesses? Yes, businesses, right? So often people think about investing in the stock market. Nothing wrong with that. Cryptocurrency, nothing wrong with that. Real estate, definitely interested in that, right? But at the end of the day, there's a couple stats that have really been igging me, if you will. I've been opining over them quite a bit over the last several months, and I think it's really kind of determined my direction and my thinking and where I find my energy, right? Number one, the fact that the median household in the African American community, incredible, median household in the African American community, so you know it's real. Median household in the African American community hit zero, or it is supposed to hit zero by 2053. According to a report by the Prosperity Now Institute for Policy Studies. That report was issued in 2017. That has been weighing heavily on my mind. The fact that literally the median African American household is going to be zero, goose egg. That's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. I've been thinking a lot about how it's estimated by most business brokers and people who are in the business acquisition space that there are 11 million businesses that are up for sale right now, right? 11 million. And we're surrounded by businesses that are owned by the baby boomers, right? Individuals who, quite frankly, are tired of climbing the stairs. They've grown tired of getting up in the morning and clocking into work. They're not necessarily being left behind, but yeah, they're being left behind. A lot of technological advances and societal advances have either alienated them or gotten them to the point where they're just not as competitive anymore. 11 million. And if you look at our community, a lot of those business owners exist in our community. 70% of small businesses don't get passed on to the next generation. You know, having been in business for 20 years, I've observed that firsthand. I've seen really hardworking individuals who are really bringing value to the community, individuals who are really providing services that was just such a undergird to a lot of the socioeconomic activity that transpires, particularly here in Detroit metropolitan area. Seeing a lot of those businesses go out of business, not because they didn't have a good product or service, or once again, the people weren't talented or hardworking or skilled, because quite frankly, there was no business succession plan, right? And it's going to continue. And in my mind, I'm of the firm belief that it's only going to accelerate. And that's problematic, right? Because once again, if you're not the employer in your community, you're the ones being dictated to, right? 70% of business owners, once again, not getting passed on to the next generation. To me, that's horrendous. And we're looking at a situation, as I survey the majority of the businesses that exist that are providing employment in our community. Once again, I mean, you're going to see a lot of gray hairs. Yes, there's a lot of new businesses being born, but trust me, the majority of the wealth right now is being held by baby boomers who are getting ready to transition out of entrepreneurship. One of the primary goals of JSB Business Solutions Group for the next 10 years is to literally help individuals understand and identify those opportunities. The goal is help over 100,000 households make the transition into entrepreneurship. That's the goal. And to provide content that is designed to motivate, that's designed to educate and equip potential entrepreneurs and investors with the resource to buy and grow small businesses. That's the subject. That's the nature of the work that I want to really dedicate my time to over the next 10 years. I believe entrepreneurship is empowerment, once again. I think it's the greatest way, the most effective way, it's not the only way, but the most effective way for families to have more control of what happens at their kitchen tables. And no, not everyone is ready for full-time entrepreneurship, but you don't need to be full-time to be successful as an entrepreneur. You really don't. I think that's a misnomer, right? We can all benefit from more entrepreneurial mindsets and activity. And if you're fortunate enough to make that transition to full-time entrepreneurship, be able to make a living, take care of your family, take care of children, contribute to the community, phenomenal, right? We want to help more people do that. We want to help more people become employers, or as far as I'm concerned, employer is a synonym, right? It's tantamount to change agent in our communities. And I hope you're excited to take this journey with us. And if you are, look, I encourage you, stay tuned and let's go. Let's go get it.